Good morning, all, depending on when you're watching this. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and I was always told how to voice radio. So today, we are continuing our look at whether stuff will be good post-rotation. And let's face it, we've got to have a look at Zoroark. Will Zoroark be good post-rotation? Let's have a gander, shall we? Now, in terms of losses, it's not losing any of its key parts, because the only key parts that Zoroark really has are Zoroark, which we're keeping, and double colourless energy, which we're keeping. You're not actually losing any of the things that you desperately need, but we are losing a bunch of things which are less than ideal. We're losing Bridget, and we're losing Evo Soda. And that's actually pretty bad, because that's how you get set up. General rule here is you use Bridget to get a whole bunch of Zorua turn 1, and then you really want to get evolved up into Zoroark. You've got the trade ability, discard 1 card from your hand, draw 2. So the general theory of Zoroark is that as soon as you get 1 Zoroark, you can then use that Zoroark to trade, and then get all the rest of your Zoroark. Playing an Evo Soda is good for a few reasons. It means you don't have to discard cards from your hand using Ultra Ball, and it means that you can just immediately get that evolution turn 2. It's basically free search. You just search for that card. It's really good. Evo Soda is a card that has been used to great effect by Zoroark players since Zoroark got good. So losing the combination of Bridget and Evo Soda here is actually going to really hurt in terms of getting this up and rolling nice and quickly. You are going to see these Zoroark players not getting going so quickly. That's not to say you're never going to see 4 Zoroark on turn 2 again, but it is to say that it's going to be much more difficult. Really good Zoroark players like Tord Reklev started playing 4 Bridget because they knew they needed that early Zoroark. Well, now they're going to lose it, and you don't have that same level of speed post-rotation. Now you've still got Nest Ball, and you've still got Ultra Ball, and you can still just play a whole bunch of these and try and get your Zoruas out nice and early game, but it's not that easy, ladies and gentlemen. It is not as easy as it used to be. The combo is Bridget and Evo Soda. That is the combo that you need, and we're losing that combo, and it is far from ideal. The other big card we're losing is Puzzle of Time. Puzzle of Time is one of these cards that has been experimented with since it came out. Play 1, rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck. Play 2, search your discard for any 2 cards and put them into your hand. It's over the top good. The problem is you really need to play 2 of them at the same time, and most decks can't handle this. Most decks cannot take advantage of this. But Zoroark really can. All you need to do is keep 1 Puzzle of Time in hand, discard another card from your hand, draw 2 cards. And you can keep the Puzzle of Time in hand while continually drawing other cards, and then you're off and rolling. That's what you're able to do here. Unfortunately, you're not going to have Puzzle of Time post-rotation. So all of these neat little tricks that Zoroark has, playing a single Mew EX and being able to reuse it, although Mew EX is rotating. Playing 1 or 2 Enhanced Hammer, but then basically having access to it whenever they like. Having access to Guzma far more often than their opponent. It gave an almost unfair advantage. So although you've got the main parts, you can argue that Puzzle of Time is a huge loss and could rightly be considered a huge part of the combo because it gives Zoroark players such an unfair advantage. Now, the other thing we need to remember is that in terms of counters, yeah, we're good. We have still got a lot of counters to Zoroark. We are expecting Boswell to be great post-rotation. And okay, Boswell's losing strong energy. I did do my video about if I expect it to be good post-rotation. I'll try and remember to pop a link in the description. And you can only play 1 of these in your deck, so it's not the easiest one to find, but Beast Energy makes a huge difference. Because Boswell with a Beast Energy, Choice Band, Diancie, Prism Star, and they're going to be playing a bunch of Choice Band, and Brooklet Hill will get Diancie, Prism Star, so it's only really Beast Energy they're going to be searching that hard for, and they can do 220 for a single energy. Buzzwole can get a one-hit KO with Jet Punch while doing 30 to the bench, incidentally, onto a Zoroark. That's bad, ladies and gentlemen. That is really, really worrying, or at least should be really, really worrying for a Zoroark player, because Buzzwole's always going to be sitting there threatening that one-hit KO. Plus, you've got the non-GX Buzzwole from Forbidden Light, which, if you've got 4 prizes remaining, will get a one-hit KO on a Zoroark for a single energy. But people are playing this more and more with Swing Around, because don't forget, Beast Ring works on this as well. So there's a nice built-in counter. You don't need to flip any heads, just whack a Choice Band and it's a KO on a Zoroark. Then, of course, Sudowoodo's going away. Sudowoodo from Breakpoint, which might sound like a good thing, but people can just play Lycanroc from Forbidden Light. And Lycanroc GX is still seeing a fair amount of play. And Zygarde GX is still seeing a fair amount of play. Zygarde does 50 with its first attack, but it accelerates energy, and with stuff like the Anti-Prism Star and Strong Energy, it's still going to add up pretty quickly. There are a lot of good fighting types we can use. The only one we're really losing is Sudowoodo, which is your go-to counter energy user for fighting decks. But then again, non-GX Lycanroc has got Dangerous Rogue, 20 damage plus 20 more for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and a lot of these fighting decks are playing Lycanroc anyway, which means they're already playing Rockruff, which means teching in one of these Lycanroc is really not going to be a particularly big deal. Counters-wise, we have got so many counters. And then if we have a look at what the metagame's doing, it's not looking great. I expect the metagame to be Malamar decks, generally Necrozma and Ultra Necrozma, Rayquaza decks, and Buzzwole decks. And what all of those decks have in common is big one-hit KOs, and that is not what Zoroark does. Zoroark is 2-hit KOs, while taking advantage of stuff like Ace Roller and maybe even a Max Potion, and using all kinds of tricks like Enhanced Hammer to really get ahead. Actually, while we're here, I should mention we're losing Special Charge post-rotation, which is at the moment the only way, other than Puzzle of Time, to recover special energy. So Zoroark decks are actually losing both the ways they've got to recover special energy, which is actually really sucky at the moment. Not a fan of this at all. And I don't know if Zoroark can hold up in a one-hit KO format. I don't think it can go toe-to-toe with something like a Rayquaza if Rayquaza gets a good start. Or a Malamar deck if Malamar gets a good start. And Buzzwole, I mean, if they hit Beast Ring, it's all over. But if they hit Beast Energy, it's a one-hit KO for a single energy. And even if they don't, they're doing so much damage with Weakness and Diancie and all of that, that you're going to have a very hard time. And it's this combination of many, many counters and a big one-hit KO format that makes me think that at least in the standard format, Zoroark is not going to be good, and it's looking like a wassy thumbs down. But there are 2 huge caveats. And that is, I don't think Zoroark Lycanroc decks are going to be amazing post-rotation. Now, to be fair, that did just win up in Sheffield, but Rayquaza's not out yet. But if we go into the expanded format, we've got Skyfield and Execute, which means that you should have no trouble here getting set up and getting one-hit KOs. In Standard, Zoroark's not getting those one-hit KOs, but in Expanded, they totally are. So you shouldn't worry your pretty little heads about it too much, to be perfectly honest with you. Use Skyfield, use Execute, you are good to go. And then you've still got those other things like Puzzle of Time and Special Charge and Bridget and all of that. The other thing is that we're losing Octillery. Octillery is the best Pokemon draw we've got at the moment. Yes, I know we've got Oranguru, but I don't think it's good enough, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think it's got the draw power that we really need here. So I think Zoroark is going to see a fair bit of play just in terms of a draw engine. We're going to need something. We're going to need some options. Zoroark could be that option. Although, the caveat to the caveat here, do remember Lycanroc. Because the problem is, Lycanroc will not only hit for weakness, but will drag a Pokemon from the bench into the active. So if you're playing Zoroark purely as draw engine, you do need to watch out for Lycanroc. But then again, it's a stage 1. The basic only gives up a single prize. If you're against Lycanroc, just don't evolve your Zorua. I don't think it's going to be a central deck after rotation in the standard format. I think we've got too many counters and a format which is too predicated on one-hit KOs, while making Zoroark too slow with the loss of stuff like Bridget and Evo Soda. Too slow in the early turns, I mean. Obviously, when you start getting set up, trade will keep you going. But I think in the expanded format with stuff like Skyfield and as a draw engine, Zoroark's sticking around. I don't think Zoroark's going anywhere, but I think the role of Zoroark is changing. I no longer think after rotation it's going to be a main attacker of sorts. So there we go. But if you disagree with me, ladies and gentlemen, great news. There's a comment section down below, so go nuts, be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.